Hello everyone, this is Khalid الثلايا from Road اليمن International Schools. Welcome back to the second part of our revision. We will start with the passive. Change into passive. Look at this example. People must respect the law. What do you notice? The sentence consists of three parts. Subject, people is the subject, must respect the verb, the law is the object. So this sentence can be changed into passive. The law must be respected by people. What do you notice here? This is the object, it is in the place of the subject. People, the subject, is in the place of the object. The teacher is explaining the lessons now. The teacher is the subject, is explaining is the verb, the lessons is the object. Now is a complement. The complement is a word or a phrase that describes or answers the question when, how, where. Now it answers the question when. Now this is the passive form. The lessons are being explained by the teacher now. Last year, my father bought a car. What do you notice here? The complement in this sentence, last year, is at the beginning of the sentence, but now here is at the end of the sentence. If the complement is at the end of the sentence, it will be at the end of the sentence in the passive form. At the beginning of the sentence, it should be at the beginning of the sentence in the passive form. Don't change the place. Another example. Last year, a car was bought by my father. I'm sorry, this is the passive form for last year, my father bought a car. Last year, a car was bought by my father. The children have played tennis happily. Tennis has been played by children happily. Now let's practice. Change into passive. A Yemeni architect designed this building. This building was designed by a Yemeni architect. Ibrahim is reading a book now. A book is being read by Ibrahim now. Tomorrow, Nabil will buy a laptop. Tomorrow, a laptop will be bought by Nabil. Ahmed has eaten the cakes. The cakes have been eaten by Ahmed. More practice. Choose the correct answer. Which sentence is in the correct passive form? The doctor examined the patients carefully. Is it carefully the patients were examined by the doctor, or the patients were being examined by the doctor carefully, or the patients were examined by the doctor carefully, or the patients was examined by the doctor carefully? The correct one is the patients were examined by the doctor carefully. Now let's take the tenses. Let's begin with the present simple tense. Present simple tense describes habits, facts, permanent situations. Look at these three examples. The first one, I visit my friends every week. every week. In this example, there is a repeated action that happens frequently. This sentence is a habit. The earth is round. All of us agree that the earth is round, so it's a fact. He lives in a house. If you do something for a long time, permanently, it's a permanent situation. These are the key words or common expressions that come with this tense. Every followed by every day, every week, every month, every year, always, often, sometimes, on Friday, on Saturday, etc. Past simple tense. Past simple tense describes actions or events started and finished in the past. It means it doesn't have any connection to the present. It answers the question when. You can answer the question when you use this tense. For example, we had a party last night. The party started and finished last night. Yesterday I went shopping. Did he attend the meeting last week? Look, the form of the verb will change into the base form if the tense is in the question form. They didn't move to a new house in 2010. Look, the verb also is in the base form if the sentence is in the negative form. 5 years ago, we graduated from university. What do you notice? The key words are at the end or at the beginning of the sentences. Common expressions: last plus night, last week, last month, year, summer, etc. Sometimes we mention a specific date, like this year, in 1988, in April, in the past, 1 week ago, 3 years ago. Let's compare the past simple and the past perfect. Actually, the past perfect is past simple. When we describe two actions or events in the past, so the previous one is changed into the past perfect. Look at this example. When I arrived home, my family had eaten lunch. What happened here in this example? My family started eating lunch before I arrived home. So because this action happened first, we changed it into past perfect. Another example. They went shopping after they had done their homework. Two actions happened in the past: going shopping and doing the homework. So doing the homework was the previous one. We changed it into past perfect. The present perfect simple. It's used to describe actions happened in the past, but they still continue up to the present. It means the action started in the past, like the past simple, but the result, the effect of that action is still happening at the moment. Look at this example. I've lost my key. So at this time, I don't have it. I can't find it. So the result is still present. Salim hasn't come yet. Focus on the words written in red because they are common expressions or keywords. The bus has just left. In his life. In his life means experience. In his life, my father has visited 10 countries. Have you ever seen a lion? Ever at any time in your life? We have known each other for a year. They saw the film twice. How many times? Twice. So far, until now, we have read 3 novels. Let's look at the keywords. Keywords: just, already, yet, never, ever, in his life, in her life, in our lives, once, twice, 3 times, etc. Since, for, we express the duration of time using this tense. Lately, recently, several times, so far, until now. Past continuous tense. Past continuous tense is used to describe unfinished activity and unfinished activity around the time in the past. It means that there was an activity, an action happening for some time in the past. At 9 o'clock, at this specific time in the past, I was engaged in something. I was doing something. Here, I was sitting in my room. If somebody asks you, what were you doing at 9 o'clock yesterday, you can say, at 9 o'clock I was sitting in my room, or I was sitting in my room at 9 o'clock. Another example, he was watching TV at this time yesterday. Let's compare the past continuous and the past simple. While he was watching TV, his brother arrived. What happened here? The past continuous was in progress, was happening for some time in the past. While it was happening, another action happened in the middle of it, interrupted it from continuing. This action that interrupts the past continuous is called the past simple. His brother arrived. When the teacher came, we were talking loudly. So, we were talking for some time in the past, and this action lasted for some time. Then the teacher came and interrupted our talking. We use while before past continuous, when before past simple. The present continuous tense. It describes actions happening at the time of speaking. Now, I am explaining the lesson to you. You are listening to me. You're watching the video. So this is called present continuous tense. I am having my breakfast now. Look, the dog is chasing the cat. At the moment, we're studying Arabic. Some common expressions. Now, at the moment, right now, look, listen. The present perfect continuous. It used to describe actions happened in the past and still have an effect at present, and it may continue into the future. It means this action happened in the past. At the time of speaking, it's still happening, and it may continue happening into the future. Look at this example. We've been living in Yemen for 5 years. We've been living in Yemen for 5 years means that I started living in Yemen in the past. Now I'm living in Yemen. I may continue living in Yemen. They have been working all day. Omar has been watching TV since morning. Keywords for since. But let me go back to this. We don't use the verb know or state verbs with the present perfect continuous. For example, I have been knowing Ahmed for 2 years. I cannot say that. I can say I have known Ahmed for 2 years. Present perfect continuous, no, it's the same. Let's talk about the future. When we want to talk about the future, we use will or going to. They are followed by the base form of the verb. They are used to describe actions in the future. Look at this example. It will rain this afternoon. Look out, you're going to fall. Who will answer the question? We didn't use these keywords for this tense. Let's practice. Put the verbs in the correct form. Yesterday, by the way, when we deal with the tenses, we should pay attention to the keywords because they help us a lot. Yesterday, this is a keyword, it helps us. We, the verb have, a nice party. How can we change this verb? Because it is in the past simple, it answers the question when. We need to change this into the past form. Have, it will be had. They broke the window while they play football. This is a relationship between two tenses. There are keywords like while. It means there is a relationship between past simple and past continuous. So this is the past simple. We need here to write past continuous. Good. We're playing. He visited many countries in his life. In his life, as I told you, it expresses experience in someone's life. So, has visited, present perfect, expresses experiences. After they go shopping, they watch TV. A relationship between two tenses. They watch TV after they did something. After they had gone shopping, they watched TV. Past perfect, past simple. Every day, she studied English. Repeated action here. She studies. They graduate from university next year. Next year. They will graduate from university next year. You can use also going to, yeah. Now I come to the end of the second episode